All right, 5785 4th Street in Cape Meares. So I'll walk down and kind of do the view backwards. This section in front of the house, between the house and 4th Street, is where the septic field is. So the parking here is a little bit limited, and I think that's a good thing to know, kind of to set expectations about the house. So I parked here along 4th, and you can see the hedge. Man, the power lines are crackling today. Getting warmed up for summertime. The beach is just, man, it is a froggy, socked in coast day. This is the ocean. That that dark gray is the water, and the light gray is the sky out there on the horizon. And you can see the white caps there a little bit. It's warm enough in the valley that it's just really foggy today. Unfortunately, harder day to sell real estate on the coast, I suppose. So here's this great little beach cabin. A couple of, that was probably a fire pit. I don't know what's happening here. Little garden, circular area. We'll need to look at the plat map and see exactly where the yard boundaries are. I think the backyard is really the front yard. You can see the septic tank top here. The backyard is really the front yard in this house. Great west-facing front porch. I'll just give you a little shot of the roof. As you know, I like to do kind of just a little exterior, give you a good visual of what you would expect if there's a little bat house here. This sort of corrosion is just really typical around here. I wouldn't say that's anything to be super freaked out about, just something to keep in mind. Along the top of the window. Also, I'm not trying to pretend that I'm doing the inspector's job. I just want to make sure I'm giving you like a realistic picture of what the house looks like on the video. This is a little weird. Do you see this gap here between the siding and the corner trim piece? This is the tar paper that's exposed. That's going to be totally called out and kind of a critique. I just want to show you the trim going up. So not a lot of, I think because of the roof line, you just don't get a lot of like fascia board or anything here. And what's happened with this piece of wood is like, you can see how it's just warped over. See the nails popped out here. And just need some fresh paint along the trim. And, I've had several people ask me about, like, we haven't had anything for sale in Cape Meares in a while. How did 3 places pop up all at the same time? And I'll tell you, one of the things that we've seen since the market's changed so much. So here, this is what I expect to be the property pin. So I would guess that the property line is really just right along the back here, and this lawn belongs to another property owner, just for setting expectations. I don't have access into the shed today. But to finish my point, I think before interest rates got crazy low, back when the market was normal, was anything ever normal? We didn't think so. But we saw more seasonality around how things worked, and it's very common for people to come to, buy a beach house, or it's in the family, and they decide to hang on to it, and they're coming out and using it pretty regularly, and then life happens, and maybe they don't get out as often as they think they're going to, or they get distracted with other things, or kids get older, or things go crazy at work, and a winter goes by and their first trip out to their beach house, and it's like maintenance. And all of a sudden, it's just not that fun. And prices have gone up enough that I think people are pretty motivated at this point to kind of say, if the opportunity exists that they decide they want to do something else, that they're kind of ready to just sell their place and move on to their next adventure. And so I think just in talking with the agents who listed these places in Cape Meares and some other clients that I'm working with, I think that that's kind of a lot of what we're seeing on the market right now. So an inspection here is going to call out some things that are probably delayed maintenance kind of things, and they just need to be negotiated through. I feel like this house is priced really appropriately for everything that's obvious as we're walking around it. And the location is just amazing. Let's go inside and take a look at the floor plan. I know you've seen the fancy pictures, but I haven't done this house any favors in that I didn't come in and flip on all the lights, which I probably should have, just to have it shine a little brighter. But this is what it would look like if you were walking in on a Sunday afternoon to spend the week down here. The good news is here on 4th Street, you should be able to get some pretty fast internet. So if you were coming down to spend the week working from home, that would be easy to do at this home. They've got their front porch chairs here. I'm sure that's one of the first chores, is putting those guys out front. Here's the water heater under the stairs. I love it that they never skimp on water heaters out here. Nice big water heater. Everything's just totally open floor plan. So this is not the first cabin in Cape Meares I've seen like this, where rather than they kind of mix up the dining and the living all together. So the dining table is further away from the kitchen than the couch. I think this is on wheels, but I would just expect that, and I believe, if I remember correctly, that a lot of this furnishing stays with the home, but I think that you may find that you're able to swap out some furniture and have a different setup that might feel more reflective of how you live. I think this is a game family, if I had to guess. Like, it's cute. They have the Chinese checkers on the table. This is totally a puzzle table with all that bright light. I'm leaving the door open because you can really hear the ocean through the doors. And I should also point out, original wooden windows in the front, swapped out vinyl windows. It's not for everybody, but I can't help loving these kind of industrial, older style light fixtures. Here is the bathroom. So you can see that there was probably stacker washer dryer here. Little vanity, beadboard through here, and then just a stand-up shower. And all through the house, they've painted the wood floor, just this kind of bluish marine color that my parents would love. You can see there's electrical underneath the couch there. When we were walking around the exterior, I think I pointed out a little bit the chimney, and so you don't have the chimney coming out the top. It vents out the back, which is kind of nice for the wood stove. Let's go ahead and go upstairs. Vinyl window. I'm being quiet so maybe you can hear. You can still hear the ocean from up here. All the beadboard. Man, this is a room I should have hit the lights for sure. I don't know if there's a switch up here. And then here's the view. So this is facing south, right? So around the horn over there would be like towards Oceanside. And then to get to the beach is just a quick, that main beach access in Cape Meares, you just go up this street, hang a right. So unfortunately, in the current floor plan, I mean, it's one bedroom really, right? And in the current floor plan, the way that the house sits on the lot and the windows on either edge with the roof line, you don't have any real views from the bedroom. My suspicion is that somebody at some point in the future is going to want to create a dormer here, and you'd have ocean views from upstairs for sure. It is really lovely. So nothing fancy here, except the part where I should have turned the lights on for you guys. I'm not sure where the switch is, but the not huge room. The carpet up here is just like a really Burberry light colored carpet, and it's probably a good choice for sound, but it's a little boring. And then it's just lots of sheetrock. And some of the older, you can see it's that smaller whale, older beadboard. And I just don't know where that switch is for up there. Well, we won't worry about chasing that down for now. One more quick. Here's the panel. Check this out. So you can see 1991 for the original, and then there's a newer sticker from 2002. It's all mapped out. Nothing leaping out to me as anything super concerning here. It's pretty good. And this stove, for being vintage, is just really clean and fantastic, isn't it? You can see the wood floor has just tons of character too. All right, let's call it a wrap on this one. If you have any questions, let me know. I think probably really well priced for what it is, and my guess is that there'll be things that are called out in the inspection that'll need to be kind of factored in. But it's hard to get this close to the beach for a better price, assuming that things are structurally in pretty good shape. The inspection, of course, will also include some time under the house, and it'll be good to get a better sense of the foundation and what's happening there. And then we would have access into that little room on the back too, which my guess is now holds the laundry. But that'll be something to find out down the road. Hopefully this is helpful. Call me if you have any questions.